Buccaneers at Falcons. Falcons opened up -3.5. Total opened at 57.5. Bucks coming off the bye week. Falcons season might be over. Can't believe I'm saying that, but it might be over. Their offense is healthy and firing, but such a decimated defense. Dan Quinn's worst nightmare. Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, Ricardo Allen, Keanu Neal. So sad adding Jarrett to that mix. Now, with the Bucks, O.J. Howard, who's a beast, expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an MCL sprain. Who sucked, more? Jameis Winston or the Falcons defense? While they both suck, I think Winston may suck more. I don't know if his teammates like him either. They rallied around Fitzpatrick. They believed in Fitzpatrick. Now they have Vernon Hargraves, Chris Conte injuries in the secondary. I lean Falcons here. What do you think, Donnie?
No, I do like the Falcons here. The one interesting thing is you're looking at a really high over-under, 57.5. And I just sometimes I would just wish Jameis Winston was suspended 8 games instead of 4 games or whatever the suspension was for him, because if Fitzpatrick played in this game, it would be like a pinball machine down there in Atlanta with just teams throwing deep, caution to the wind. Nobody can stop anybody. But you still see, and you say, Jameis Winston, what are we actually going to get out of him this week? Coming off the suspension. But you did have the week off the bye to get ingratiated back to the team. But is he going to take shots like Fitzpatrick? Fitzpatrick doesn't give a damn. Oh, look, a 40-yard play in the triple coverage? Yeah, 3 things can happen. Interception, big catch, or a flag, or an incomplete pass, and the clock stops and you keep moving on. I love boomer bust quarterbacks. I want to see if Jameis Winston can step into there. But as I said last week again, which is why I love the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Atlanta Falcons are built for turf with that offense. They're now healthy at running back with a 3-headed monster. Hooper has emerged as a pretty good tight end aspect. You still have Julio Jones and Ridley on opposite sides, Mohamed Sanu. And the way you attack Tampa Bay, they have a pretty athletic front seven. They're going to be able to get a little bit of a pass rush on Matt Ryan. But who the heck is defending on the back end? It should be an aerial assault from Atlanta in this football game. And if you can hopefully maybe something triggers it back down, because it's -3, -120 at Chris. I actually like Atlanta in the spot, even though I think their season is technically over here. It's still a division game. They're still going to be at home. They're built for turf. I think they can rebound and win this one here.
I agree, but not all of us do. D Bankroll says, why they put 3.5 on the Falcons? They must be smoking some of that good. I'd like the Falcons here. I do, and I'm going to take them, and I'm going to back them. Let's keep rolling. We got a few games left, and not a lot of time. Seahawks at Raiders. Open Seahawks -1, now -3s. Total open at 47. It's up 47.5 and 48. Did the Rams take the Seahawks lightly? Maybe the Seahawks are better off without Thomas. I can't believe I'm saying that, but his attitude clearly wasn't good. Maybe getting him out of the dressing room helps. Seahawks have no pass protection, but the Raiders have no pass rush. Can the Raiders get enough pressure on Wilson? Their defense is terrible. Mack and Bowman provided leadership. Why is Bowman sitting at home waiting for a phone call? Is it because Gruden doesn't like being challenged by anyone? Is Gruden's ego getting in the way of what could have been a better team? Derek Carr, Cooper are inconsistent. Is Carr even a leader? Jordy Nelson is past his prime. Lynch is actually playing better than I expected. Seahawks at Raiders. I like the Seahawks here.
It's an interesting one because it's going to be played in London at Wembley. And we all know how, for some reason, when teams go over there, they can never quite get the surface right. It's usually like the grass is real slippery for players, which could be a problem because both of these teams don't have a great pass rush to begin with. Maybe Russell Wilson can make some plays. The one interesting thing last week, if you watched that Rams-Seattle game, Seattle had no answer for the Rams, which I know a lot of people don't, but the Rams did whatever they wanted to. They lost 2 of their best wide receivers and still moved the football up and down the field at will. They settled for a field goal on like the half-inch yard line. They threw an interception in the end zone, talking about the Rams, but the Rams marched up and down the field. But Seattle also did the same thing versus the Los Angeles Rams. That was on turf. This one's going to be on grass at Wembley. Looking at this game coming in, can you trust Oakland? I mean, look, you're right about it. If you're going to need a playmaker to make a play, Russell Wilson can usually make that play unless he's just absolutely under siege like he was in the game versus the Chicago Bears. But in this game, Oakland's pass rush isn't nearly as good as the Chicago Bears. He should have time in the pocket to make plays. They seemingly found something last week. You can run a little bit of a read option or RPO look with Russell Wilson and get away with it. Oakland's defense stinks. To me, I hate Seattle. I think they stink as a football team. But I'm not trusting the Raiders as far as I can throw them right now because I don't trust their offense, and I certainly don't trust their defense whatsoever at this point. It would be Seattle or nothing, but probably won't be in play in this game since it is overseas at Wembley here. I don't see that much of an advantage either way.
I hear that. Always tricky when it's across the pond. And the total up to 48. Any edge there, do you think?
Look, when I'm looking at I think last week was an anomaly there. When I'm looking at the Raiders, like the Raiders offense says, I think they can put up points because they're pretty talented. And you just felt like David Carr needs to throw the interceptions on his side of the field, like at his own 20 that sets up points. He just makes awful decisions in the red zone, just throwing just poor interceptions. Those kill it there. But look, if the Raiders are involved in a football game, I'm going to look over because their defense stinks. And David Carr can make some pretty impressive throws with some weapons, but you just want those bad interceptions to go back 6 the other way or in your own territory. I always lean over when I'm looking at the Raiders at this point.
I hear you, but it bit me. It bit me, got me right in the old brown eye last week.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.